Welcome. We're going to do a breathing and rib opening class. You're going to need a couple of pillows and something comfortable to lie down on. So we'll get started. Lying on our backs, knees bent, feet flat. And start by taking a few easy breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allow yourself to settle onto your mat and feel where the body is making contact. So feel the back of the pelvis, feel the ribs, and feel the back of the head. And then feel the spaces. So feel that space between your low back and the mat, and also between your neck and the mat. And then noticing how well can I expand through the front, the sides, and the back of my ribs. So with the inhalation, how much expansion do I have? And with the exhalation, how much contraction do I have? So just noticing your baseline today. Then you're going to pick up your pillows and come on to your side. So in a side lying position, hip on the floor, and come over those pillows, head supported by arm. Now these pillows are pretty squishy. I might even add a third pillow to get a little more of a side bend or an opening in the top ribs. So you pick your elevation, and you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, and feeling your top ribs expand like an accordion. So the ribs in the top half are expanding towards your head, and the ribs on the bottom half are expanding towards your feet. You're going to add an arm arc overhead. Inhale, and down to the hip. Exhale. Thinking about that opening of the rib cage every repetition. Can you create more length in your top side body, more distance between hip and armpit, enjoying that opening on the side of your body? Bring that top hand down to your hip, and we're going to switch sides. So getting your pillows set up on side 2. I'm going to fold the top one in half this time for a little more height. And probably do it the same on both sides, but just to illustrate. So folding that bottom arm behind the head, getting into that side bend, hip on floor, head resting, and allowing those top ribs, or the ribs that are towards the ceiling, to open and expand with every inhalation. Add that arm arc overhead on your inhale, and exhale. Bring it back to your side. enjoy these. Appreciating how the pillows are creating length along with your breath in, also creating expansion, and that arm arc creating length as well. Almost picturing like a slinky or a rainbow, that the ribs are sort of creating the path of a rainbow or the path of a slinky coming down a step, opening and expanding. All right, last one. Transitioning now to our stomachs. So I'm going to keep it, these pillows are, again, they're fairly gushy. So one folded pillow, one flat pillow. And you're going to come onto your stomachs, hands under forehead, pillows pressing up into chest and abdomen. So you're going to find your Goldilocks setup, and you might find that it changes as well over time. And in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting your body drape over these pillows, feeling the pressure at the front of the body to allow for greater expansion at the back of the body. See if you can create length through the body from the bottom ribs all the way into the low back. Really letting the air fill up through those back base ribs in particular. Let the head be heavy. Let the chest be heavy. All right, changing positions and perhaps changing pillow height. I'm only going to use one pillow for laying on my back. So coming to lie on your back, knees bent, feet will be flat, pelvis is on the floor, and chest comes over that pillow. Now, if once you get set up, you realize, I could actually do a little bit more, feel free to add another pillow. So that pillow was quite a bit squishier than I anticipated. So I'm going to go to 2 flat pillows here, allowing my body to extend over those pillows. And I'm sort of looking for an openness and a stretch through the front of the body, around the collarbones, maybe even into the neck and sternum. And the pelvis is going to be very heavy on the mat. And the head is heavy. And if it feels like there's a lot of neck strain, please add a pillow under the back of your head. You're going to let your collarbones open wide as you allow the pillow to encourage openness and width across the chest and collarbones. And then you're slowly going to start to turn the head one way and then the other. Make these little head turns quite small and get wide through the opposite collarbone in particular. So the collarbone you're turning away from opens wide. Just see if that can add a soft little stretch across the neck that you're turning away from, and maybe even down into that collarbone. Come to center. Make sure you're heavy on those pillows. Really give your weight into them. And then we'll roll to one side. I'm going to take 2 pillows out and then place one folded pillow in between my inner thighs. Knees bent, feet flat, and I'm going to step my feet about shoulder width apart. And then from here, a little hug of that pillow. So an inner thigh hug, allowing pressure on that pillow and almost drawing it towards my pubic bones on the exhale. And then inhale to release. Exhale, hug with the inner thighs like you're gently zipping that pillow towards your pubic bones. Base buttocks are easy, so no butt gripping here. Release on the inhale. Hug and draw that pillow towards pubic bones on an exhale. Make sure you release and fan out the tailbone as you inhale. Just in case you've tucked it, let it fan out like the tail of a peacock. And then exhale. The tail is not tucking. You're pressing inner thighs towards each other, hugging, gathering pillow towards pubic bones. And then on the inhale, that tailbone fans open. You're going to set that pillow aside. And we're going back to feet in line with sits bones, roughly hip bone distance apart. And return to that noticing breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Notice the heaviness in your pelvis, your ribs, and the back of your head. Notice the space between low back and mat, between neck and mat. Has that space softened a little bit? Are you somehow more grounded, closer to the mat in general? And then notice the flow of your breath and see if there's a little more expansion to the front, to the sides, to the back. And then in your own time, come on up. And you're ready to go about your day with breath that hopefully feels a little bit easier and ribs